Hello and welcome to Rise Unwind. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week I try to talk to people from across the country about things you could do in your neighborhood. And on this week's show, we got this.
The shark actually tastes like a sweet, juicy pork chop.
I think that was just breathtakingly beautiful.
You know, you don't always win.
Yeah, that's pretty much all my entire life right there. Brandi, all of that and more right here on Rise Unwind. Do you ever wonder what it really takes to earn one of the most iconic uniforms in sports? I would love one, but I wouldn't look good in it. Season 2 of America's Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, just dropped on Netflix, and it gives us an all-access pass to the high-pressure world of DCC auditions, training camp, and the life under those stadium lights. So joining us today is longtime DCC director Kelli Finglass, along with current squad members Jada McLean and Reece Weaver, here with a sneak peek behind the Pompoms. Welcome to the show, you three. How are you?
Good morning.
Great.
All right. This new season takes on, it really takes viewers deeper than it has ever done before. What made you want to tell more of the story this time around, Kelli?
Well, there's just, it's a beautiful story. It's beautiful people, and I've always been very, very proud of the dance and performance achievements of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, but Netflix has now put a new lens on the cheerleaders as individuals, and you get to see this beautiful, complex life of Jada, and you see Reece's personal story, getting married, and her experiences with being a new bride. It's just it's captivating, and they're all someone that different people can relate to and be inspired from.
Jada and Reece, what was it like to have cameras following you along your journey? I have a hard time with the ones that are in this room. Did anything surprise you about like watching it back after everything?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't too surprised just because, for one, we lived it. But I think we have a great camera team. I think they do their best to just be there. They don't really, force anything. They don't try to get in the middle of, anything going on. They kind of just hang around and film. So everything is very authentic, and it is really how it, was lived out. They're just there to capture it.
The show really captures how intense the training process is. What kind of pressure do you guys as dancers face both physically and emotionally?
I think, as dancers, we, from a very young age, we're constantly looking at ourselves in the mirror, and we're trying to learn technique and moves and all sorts of things in the mirror. And I think that can sometimes negatively have an effect on dancers as they grow older with comparison or wanting to have certain strengths that other girls have. But I think that for us, we all know that we are cream of the crop, and we do our best in everything that we do, but we also push ourselves. And so I'm just really grateful for the sisterhood that we have, and that camaraderie of making sure that we're the best in all that we do.
And you get to see a lot of sisterhood and personal growth this season. How has being part of the DCC changed your lives beyond the field?
Yeah, I've met some of my best friends on this team, and truly they've shaped me. They've taught me a lot about myself. They've taught me a lot about, being a good friend, being a good teammate, and being a good human being. So I'm grateful for these women. They are a lot more beautiful on the inside than they are on the outside. I know that's probably hard to believe, but I think they are amazing individuals, and I'm just so grateful to be surrounded by people like them.
I want to thank you three for joining me this morning. If you love football, dance, or just that great underdog story, check out America's Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, now streaming on Netflix. Thank you three for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
If you're thinking of taking a vacation this summer, you're not alone. Millions of Americans are planning ocean cruises this year, and family-friendly options are leading the trend. Joining us live from Disney's Castaway Key aboard Disney Wish is travel expert Jeanette Ceja with helpful ideas for planning the perfect getaway. Welcome, Jeanette.
Thank you so much. So great to be here.
Yes, thank you.
It's a beautiful day.
It looks like it. Tell me where you're joining us from today.
Yes, I'm on board the beautiful Disney Wish here at Castaway Key in Disney's private island destination in the Bahamas. And the breeze is a beautiful Bahamian breeze. It feels great.
Looks like it. What are some of the major travel trends this summer, especially for families and multi-generational trips?
Yes, so a popular travel trend on the rise is family-centric travel. So multi-generational travel, something for everyone in your family, from your grandparents to your parents to children, toddlers, even babies, something that everyone can enjoy. A recent report found that 58% of young families plan to invite an extended family member on their next family vacation. And what better way to look into a Disney cruise where there's something for everyone to enjoy?
Yeah, and cruises seem to be making a strong comeback. What's fueling that renewed interest?
Yes, a report by AAA estimates that 19 million Americans will travel on an ocean cruise this year alone. So ocean cruises are definitely popular. I would say part of that is because the hassle-free vacation that cruises offer. For example, here on Disney Cruises, you get 3 vacations in one. You get the hassle-free luxury of an ocean cruise. You only unpack once. You also get to visit tropical destinations like Castaway Key, where we are today in the Bahamas. And you also get the magic of Disney. You get Broadway-style entertainment shows on board. You also get to meet your favorite Disney characters and travel with them. There's even a Disney Cruise app where it tells you where the characters will be, also tells you where the latest events are, where you can catch a live music show, a lounge, bar, pools. There's adult-only pools. For example, if you want to have a date night, there's also a kids club, so your children can enjoy that. I know my two young nieces have enjoyed that in the past. They're also Disney Cruise pros. There's even a nursery. So there really is something for everyone to enjoy. And it's also Disney cruises are a great way to celebrate a special occasion.
And speaking of that, for families trying to plan something fun and flexible, what kinds of experiences should they prioritize?
Yes, experiences that cater to everyone. And Disney Cruise really keeps everyone in the family in mind for your vacation. Again, these Broadway-style entertainment shows on board. Also, there's a signature Disney Cruise dining rotation experience where you get to dine at 3 different restaurants on the ship. One of the restaurants that I tried out was Arendelle, where there was a dinner show. There's Elsa, and there was all your favorite characters. And the caliber of talent at these entertainment Disney Broadway shows are amazing. Last night was the fireworks on the seas. There was also Pirate Night. Fireworks is something that only Disney Cruises does on the seas, and that was incredible.
And for those just starting to plan, are there still great options out there?
Absolutely. There's great options. And the good news is there's still plenty of time to plan your summer vacation. For example, Disney Cruise has 4 ships that are sailing out of Florida. They also have a Disney Cruise out of Alaska, and they have a Disney Cruise in Europe. And you can also check out any of the special offers that are available, the different itineraries, and you can find all that information on disneycruise.com.
And if we want to start booking or learn more, where can our viewers go?
Yes, absolutely. You can look at all the latest itineraries, where the Disney cruise ships will venture, and you can find all that information on disneycruise.com.
Thanks for joining us today, Jeanette.
Thank you so much.
The greatest job in the world must be what our next guests have. Just imagine traveling to any city in the world, sitting down, finding food, finding cultures, and just hanging out with some good people. And that's what, the chef of love, Mr. Jernard Wells, does for a living. So let's chat with this cat right now. Hey, Chef Jernard, how are you, my friend?
I am feeling good. I want to tell you, I love that Paisley shirt. You're rocking it.
Thank you. I think this is the only shirt, no, the second shirt that I own. So thank you. That is it. Oh, you have the ultimate job. You travel from city to city. You talk to people that you love. You eat the foods that you love. You do things that you love. No wonder why they call you the chef of love. But come on, man. Tell us about the new show, Savor the City.
Yes, Savor the City is my way of sharing love with the world. Now, I said, no more waiting until people are gone to give them their flowers. I said, let's give them their flowers now while they're still here and they can smell them and know how great they are to us, what they mean to the culture. And I think it's so important that others learn and see what amazing gems that we have right at our back doors sometime, at our front doors, the local bakery, the local restaurant, the mom and pop. Let's go and sow into them some of the best food, the history, the culture, the travel. And I'm using the dinner plate to connect us because food is what ultimately connects us all.
And when you're traveling, is there anything that really surprised you? Like maybe some ingredient, maybe something that you realized in a culture that you just didn't get used to or just learned along your travels?
One of the biggest things that surprised me out of all things, I was eating at an amazing restaurant, and this particular restaurant served me shark. It was my first time experiencing shark, and seeing that shark actually tastes like pork chops. You know, most people say, "Oh, all these different dishes, what it tastes like chicken." No, the shark actually tastes like a sweet, juicy pork chop, which was really amazing, but surprised me because at first I was like, I don't know if I want to venture here. But this is the thing. I want to bring the best to my people. If you're afraid to try it, if you're afraid to travel there, you hadn't experienced it yet, let me be your personal tour guide. I'm going to take you through it. I'm going to share what the food tastes like, give you play-by-play experiences, as well as take you on a journey that you wouldn't get no other way other than joining me on Savor the City.
Chef Jernard, we have you on our show all the time, and we want to say congratulations on your big show.
Right.
Check out Chef Jernard Wells every Thursday night on TV1 for Savor the City at 8 p.m. 7 Central. Thanks again, man, for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
There's been a lot of economic uncertainty in recent years, but a new report from the Progressive Policy Institute offers some encouraging news. The TIE sector, short for Tech, Information, and E-commerce, is not only expanding, but playing a key role in strengthening local economies. Here to explain the findings and what they could mean for our region is Dr. Michael Mandel, Vice President and Chief Economist at the Progressive Policy Institute. Good morning, Dr. Mandel.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Thank you. Dr. Mandel, can you start by giving us an overview of this new report and what it reveals about tech's impact on job growth?
Sure. The key top line point is that the tech, info, e-commerce sector, or the TIE sector as we call it, okay, is a potent source of good jobs for a wide range of workers. When we looked at the national level, we discovered that the TIE sector had grown by 18% since 2019 compared to only 4% for the rest of the private sector. But the interesting results really came when we looked at local levels like the Raleigh-Durham level, okay, which is that counties and states which have a strong and growing tech information e-commerce sector also turned out to have strong growth in the rest of the economy as well. Okay, and the conclusion that we sort of drew from this was that having a strong and growing tech and e-commerce sector provided some measure of protection or resilience against economic uncertainty, which is, as you know, pervasive these days.
Which areas of the tech sector are growing the most rapidly right now?
Well, we're seeing a lot of investment in areas like data center construction, artificial intelligence, a lot of concern about areas like cybersecurity, broadband. And if we sort of look back at historical trends, which as we know are good predictors of the future, we've seen hundreds of thousands of jobs being created in tech info industries like software development and computing infrastructure. And in the e-commerce industries, created 900,000 jobs since 2019. So the very impressive growth that we can sort of, long-term, as you know, the best predictors of the future is often the recent past.
What types of jobs are included under the TIE umbrella?
Very wide range. As I mentioned, data center construction is very important these days. Okay, cybersecurity, e-commerce fulfillment, software development, and really interesting applications of artificial intelligence to all sorts of industries, including manufacturing, healthcare, construction, hospitality. This is where the big gains are going to be, where we sort of, use AI to sort of make industries not to eliminate jobs, but to make them more vibrant.
And how does North Carolina compare when it comes to tech job expansion?
Oh, North Carolina is doing a great job. Okay, when we sort of did our county list, both Wake County and Durham County both scored well on our rankings. For North Carolina as a whole, tech info e-commerce jobs has grown by 31% since 2019, compared to a 9% gain in the rest of the private sector. So that's a really strong that's really strong on a national level as well. So North Carolina is outperforming the rest of the country.
What would you say the connection between strong tech growth and overall economic stability is in a region?
Well, when we sort of looked at this, we saw that the areas with strong tech growth also had strong growth in the rest of the economy. Now, there's no causality here, but our implication is that if you've got a strong tech and e-commerce sector, you've got some measure of resilience and protection against uncertainty. You know, what we're seeing is that tech, info, and e-commerce industries, companies are spending hundreds of billions of dollars just in 2025 on investment in the U.S. And we know that where there's investment, there's almost always job growth.
What steps can communities take to help attract and grow more TIE or Thai jobs locally?
The key is for policymakers to embrace investment in innovation, investment in technology, and investment in people. That's going to be the key. Okay, investing in people to sort of make sure that they're ready for the future. And that's the way we have growth in America.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining me today, Doctor.
Very pleased to be here. If people want to sort of read more, they can go to our website at progressivepolicy.org.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Do you ever wonder what's really inside all of those old, dusty storage lockers? Is it trash? Is it treasure? Is it something worse? The hit 80 series Storage Wars is back with bigger lockers, bolder finds, and fiercer bidding. And one of the show's fan favorites is joining us to preview the new season. Brandi Passante is here, longtime buyer, savvy negotiator, and honestly, a Storage Wars icon. Let's welcome her to the show. Brandi, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. Good morning.
All right, for folks that are haven't watched this for a while, what is new this season on Storage Wars?
We have an hour long this season, which, there's a lot more chance for us to, highlight, all the background stuff that we're doing and all the silly stuff, that you never get to see. So that's exciting. We also went to an estate sale this season. That was a lot of fun, especially for me because I won big. Dave Hester's back this season. That's not very exciting. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about it. Season 16. So that's a little crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of a crazy big number for that. You guys have been around, what was it, 2020? No, 2010, right?
Yeah, we kind of started shooting in 2009, and yeah. So it aired, shortly after that.
So what is the biggest thrill for you when you're seizing, sizing up a locker? Is it the mystery, some of the potential profit, or maybe just beating Dave Hester?
I think more than anything, if I like a unit, it's the element of winning that. And it's also, the potential to make money, at the end of the day, that's what I'm there for. And, it is always kind of fun. I do get to learn about, obscure items that I would have never known anything about. And, I found quite a few and unique items over the seasons, or over the years. And, sometimes I fail big and sometimes I win big, but, the longer I've done it, the less fails that there are. You just live and learn.
Not to give anybody advice on buying and selling lockers, but if anybody was interested in taking this up as a hobby or maybe small business, what are some of the first steps to that you would assume to give them as a suggestion, or say, don't do this. This is terrible. Don't do this at all. What are your thoughts?
I would say don't do it, and that's what I kind of say as a rule. I mean, it's not an easy job. I know we make it look easy, but we've all been doing it a long time. It's backbreaking work. It's moving day every single day. It's cleaning out disgusting things. And sometimes it's full of dirt and dust, and sometimes there's critters, and it's not easy. You have to find a place to store all of the things. You have to go to the dump to throw away the things that you can't sell, and then you have to find an outlet to sell the items that you are keeping. So it's a difficult job. It is not easy, and there are a lot of fails along the way. you know, you don't always win.
Yeah, that's pretty much all my entire life right there. Brandi Passante, thanks for joining me this morning. You can check out the new season of Storage Wars at 9 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on A&E. And then they stream the episodes the very next day online. Brandi, thanks for hanging out with me this morning.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Across North Carolina and beyond, rural communities have a long-standing tradition of service, from military duty to first responders and volunteers. This summer, Tractor Supply is shining a spotlight on those hometown heroes who go above and beyond to serve others. Joining us today are Marty Skold-Jordan with the Tractor Supply Foundation, U.S. Navy veteran Dan Clavel and his service dog in training, Scarlett, and Jen Stout, a team member from Hendersonville who's making a real difference in her hometown. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. It's good to join you.
Marty, what inspired the creation of the Hometown Heroes program?
We kicked it off last year with $1 million donation split 10-way amongst charities. So for the second year, we did the same thing. Some of those charities that we split this $1 million among are Folds of Honor, Canines for Warriors. It's here in the studio with us today, 9/11 Day of Service, Farmer Veterans. We also do it with Team Rubicon, who goes in and helps right as storms go through areas. And so really some great organizations that help with service members, that help with first responders and help with veterans. Great organizations. So that's the first way with our hometown heroes. But secondly, we identify hometown heroes that are working for us or perhaps our customers. They each get $5,000 to give to the charity of their choice. So our store member who's here in the studio with us today also gave to Canines for Warriors, who is here in the studio with Scarlett as well. And then we also do something for our hometown heroes. All of you who are a part of our Neighbors Club, you get special discounts. And we'll talk about that in just a few moments.
Why focus specifically on rural communities and those with a service background?
You know, you think about where you are in North Carolina. There's a lot of folks that go into the military. They go to Camp Lejeune, Pope Air Force Base, Fort Bragg. You've got a huge military population, but then you have the veterans who have retired from the military. And you have first responders who may have spent time in the military and then now are doing civil service. It is a state, it is a region that has a very deep fabric of military service and first responder service. So as a company, we want to say thank you. We hire a lot of veterans, but we also want to say thank you through our Neighbors Club program. So through that $1 million donation, through identifying hometown heroes and then giving back to all hometown heroes, that is a way that we can say we are grateful. We thank you for your courage and your sacrifice.
Dan, I'd love to hear about Scarlett. What kind of training does she go through and who will she eventually help?
So Canines for Warriors is very proud to say that a majority of our dogs do come from rescues. And so dogs like Scarlett, they're going to go through basic obedience. They're going to go through the training they need to perform out in public. And what's so important about that factor is that they're able to do that for a veteran who's suffering from PTSD. And so we're saving 2 lives at the end of the leash. They're able to take these, these warriors and go to Tractor Supply, provide the support, the confidence, and everything that they need to be able to do these things that they have not been able to do because of these invisible wounds. So it's so important for these dogs to be trained to that caliber. And we're able to do so at no cost to these veterans, thanks to the support from Tractor Supply.
Jen, how does it feel to be recognized as a hometown hero? And what kind of work are you doing in Hendersonville?
Oh, well, it is very much a humbled honor to have been recognized as a hometown hero just for doing what I thought was my job. What we're doing in Hendersonville, as you well know, being in Raleigh, is giving back to the community that's still healing from Helene last year. They hit us hard, a lot of devastation, a lot of loss. Families were losing their animals, so we were able to provide feed. They've lost containment, so we were able to provide fencing. And even some of our team members went out and helped these people put their lives back together. And so I was able to find service again through another way by wearing the red vest for Tractor Supply. But we still continue to reach out each and every day to these through our local veterans, through our local service members and EMS, first responders. We all come together to help that community heal. And it's just another way to serve, and I'm very honored to do so.
Marty, can you tell us how the Neighbors Club fits into the bigger picture?
Yes, Neighbors Club is our point system. And so sign up, everybody can sign up. But if you are a hometown hero, please identify as one. If you're a first responder, if you're a veteran, if you're currently serving in the military, you will get extra discounts. And so 4th of July, Veterans Day, First Responders Day, 10% off. You get discount every day of the year, but then multiple times during the year, you'll get coupons, you will get gifts, recognition, free delivery, free same-day delivery. So just our way of saying thank you to everyone that serves.
Awesome. Where can we go for more information?
It's real simple. Just go to tractorsupply.com/hometown heroes, or come on in our store. And for everyone who shops with us, thank you. If you haven't been in for a while, come on in.
Well, thank you all for joining us. And Scarlett, good girl.
Yes.
Our next guest is unique. What do you get when you mix couture chaos, murder in paradise, and a comeback wedding with secrets that could pretty much kill? It's Another Simple Favor. It's the long-awaited sequel that reunites Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively for another round of sharp wit, killer fashion, and even deadlier twists, this time in Capri. Joining the cast is Tony winner Alex Newell, who plays Vicky, Stephanie's fierce and fabulous book agent. Welcome to the show, Alex. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
This sequel, it brings back a lot of wild energy from the original, but now we're in Capri with even more secrets and high fashion. What's it like stepping into the deliciously chaotic world?
Amazing. And I get to be in Capri. Who doesn't want that? And oh God, that backdrop is gorgeous.
Your character, Vicky, is Stephanie's book agent. Can you tell us a little bit more about them and what kind of dynamic they bring into the mix?
Chaos in the fun way. I think Vicky is somebody that everybody wants to be on vacation, and she's on a work vacation at that. So she's just trying to get a good book deal out of Miss Stephanie Smothers.
From Shucked on Broadway to a Paul Feig thriller in Italy, you've been booked and busy. What drew you to Another Simple Favor, and how did it feel to collaborate with this ensemble?
You know, when my agent texted me and said, "Hey, do you want your White Lotus moment?" I was like, absolutely. And she said, "Well, Paul is directing the sequel of A Simple Favor and wants you to come on out to Capri and play this role." And I was so honored because I'd worked with Paul on Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist before. And so to come back and be actually directed by him and work with this incredible ensemble was just a dream come true. Everybody was so lovely.
And the movie blends comedy, mystery, and a little bit of glam, sometimes all pretty much in the same scene. What was your favorite moment in the film, or one that you think that you will always remember?
Oh my goodness. My favorite moment from the film that I think that entrance to Capri, the boat ride into it. I think that was just breathtakingly beautiful, just riding in onto it. Ugh.
And between the twists, the couture, and the cast, chemistry, what do you think will surprise audiences the most this time around?
The chaos. I mean, there is so much happening that you don't get a break from it. I think that's what they'll really take from it, but also kind of like what friendship is. I think we all have that frenemy and that friend that we all like to jab at and talk to, but we love them regardless.
Alex, thanks for joining me this morning. You should check out Another Simple Favor. It's available now on Amazon Prime. That's it for Rise Unwind. I want to thank you for tuning in and checking out the show. Follow us on YouTube at Rise Unwind TV. And until next week, that was Rise and Unwind.